If you're moving to Denver in 2026, you're stepping in at exactly the right time. Now let me explain. The chaos has cooled off, the frenzy has settled down, but now people are moving here with more intention and strategy than ever before. So today I'm gonna share with you which city in the Denver metro area I would move to if I were moving here. Now I'm talking about a place with the foothills 10 minutes to the west. You can hike over to Apex in the morning, grab coffee at Hunter's Bay, walk around the pedestrian streets of Old Town. You got the Stanley Lake sunsets when the wind drops, a bike ride along the Ralston Creek Trail. Today is about Arvada, Colorado. Now this is where I first started working in my real estate career 10 years ago. Since then, I've always enjoyed helping my clients buy their home in Arvada. The city has grown responsibly, and it's always gonna be a good place to live and to park your money in the local real estate market here. All right, before we get into the corridors and the price bands, let's just zoom out for a second. This isn't just about Arvada or the Denver metro area. It's about the life that you're building. So I'm not here to sell you on the backsplash or the upgraded finishes and the buzzwords. I'm here to show you what this place actually feels like. So Denver Metro or Arvada in 2026, they're calmer, smarter, there's less bidding war circus, there's just more long-term strategy. So the people who are here now, they're more serious. You got bluebird mornings, 50 degrees and sunny, foothills so sharp they look kind of fake and picturesque. Dogs dragging their owners down Ralston Creek before 7 a.m. Then you think about the nightlife. Old Town Arvada patios are packed. You still get the commuter rail ready to take you to downtown Denver, and it's still a great place to live. So let's go ahead and jump in and start talking about Arvada. If you're moving to Denver, chasing the neon lights, the glitz, the glam, the rooftop selfies every Friday night, Arvada is not your move. Arvada has roughly 125,000 people. It's not exploding and is not trying to be the next hot city. It's steady. And in a market that is coming off a roller coaster, steady is powerful. The home ownership rate here pushes close to 70%. You got less turnover, you got more roots, more long-term thinking. Arvada doesn't scream for attention, but it also doesn't need to. You got the old brick buildings in Old Town, coffee at Hunter's Bay before 8 a.m., families pushing their strollers past the splash pad over at Ralston Park, live music drifting out of the Bluegrass Cafe and Bourbon Lounge. Now, I helped some clients move in here from Texas a couple years ago. They thought they wanted that walkability, but they also wanted to be closer to the mountains. So, of course, we were first exploring Golden and Boulder, but those were pushing those price points out of their comfort range. We then explored the neighborhoods around Old Town Arvada, and they settled on a sweet ranch home in the Alta Vista neighborhood. Now, they ride their bikes to Old Town within 10 minutes, and they can get to the mountains within 20 minutes. It's the best of both worlds. And here's that strategic layer that most people miss. Jefferson County, where Arvada sits, has been capturing steady suburban demand, while Denver County flattened out in the frenzy years. So you got entry-level detached inventory across the metro that is still tight in the mid-tier price band. But Arvada, it's the inner ring suburb with limited land left to flood the market with new construction, and that supply constraint matters. That's your floor on pricing. Especially now that the market isn't emotional, it's calculated. You're 15 to 20 minutes from downtown Denver. You're closer to the foothills than most of the metro area. You got bigger lots, mid-century homes with character, access to the G line if you want it. Day to day, it's calm streets, space to breathe. Arvada doesn't win loudly, it wins quietly. And if that quiet confidence feels like your speed, then don't try to figure it out alone. I'm your local realtor of choice. I help folks like you relocate here regularly. Not just find a house, find the right pocket, the right street, the right fit for your life. Now, if you're serious about making a move, call, text, email me anytime. My contact information is in the description below. And I'll tell you straight, whether Arvada is your move or if there's a better fit that you have not even considered yet. Because in a market like this, guessing doesn't give you the best long-term option. Most people still picture Denver metro area packed with 22-year-olds chasing IPA flights and ski weekends. That was 2016. Now, this is a new version of Denver. The dominant inbound group is still 25 to 40 years old, but it's no longer fresh grads splitting rent and rhino. It's mid-career professionals in tech, healthcare, aerospace, remote capable roles who can work from a kitchen island in Arvada and still close deals in New York or California. So the equity is arriving with them. The domestic migration definitely dipped here between 2020 and 24, and the headlines of course ran with that. But if you zoom out, you see stabilization by 2025. The international migration rebounded. Higher income households kept flowing in. Now, nearly 70% of new in-movers to the Denver metro hold a bachelor's degree or higher. Median household income for inbound buyers now sits well above the national average. Now that changes demand. An educated mid-career buyer behaves differently. Instead of chasing nightlife, they're walking around Old Town at 6 p.m. checking out how crowded the schoolhouse kitchen gets on a Tuesday, for example. Instead of guessing commute times, they know they're about 20 to 30 minutes from everything in Denver and 5 to 15 minutes from everything in Arvada. So the calculation and intention is real with buyers moving here. But insurance quotes, they get pulled before offers are even written. Chaos is not the goal. Now control is. Across the metro, suburban single-family homes have shown stronger demand stability than urban condos. Detached inventory under 600,000 remains the tightest segment. Jefferson County has captured steadier suburban demand than most other counties in the metro area. So consider the psychology shift. Selling an 1,100 square foot condo in the Bay Area and landing here makes $750,000 house with a yard near Ralston Creek feel less like a stretch and more like leverage. More space, more sun, more optionality. Different lens, different math. So here's the real question. Are you coming here for noise? Or are you coming here for leverage? So drop where you're moving here from in the comments. Tell me what kind of lifestyle you are actually chasing. I read every single one of them. Here's where people either win or quietly overpay. Now, I'm moving to Arvada, quote unquote, isn't a strategy, it's a headline. The real play is where inside of Arvada. As we talked about, the city has around 125,000 people, but roughly 70% of them are homeowners. It's mature, it's mostly built out, and that means when something good hits, it's usually there because someone has to sell, not because there's a wave of new inventory coming. So 2 houses 5 minutes apart can live in completely different demand tiers. Old Town, you got the older brick homes, the hum outside schoolhouse kitchen, a drink at Stone Cellar, you got the G-line access if you want it, smaller lots, tighter grid, but real walkability premium. On a Friday night, you park once and you're done. Now that pocket pulls serious buyer energy because it checks lifestyle and positioning at the same time. But push a little bit west toward Ralston Valley and Apex Trail and the temperature shifts. You got bigger lots, foothill air, garage doors rolling open at 7 a.m., bikes getting loaded before work. It's quieter, more tucked in. Same city, completely different buyer psychology. Slide east towards Lamar Heights and the heavier corridors and the math changes again. You got price bands that compress. The commute logic shows up now. It's still strong. It's just faster turnover, more rate sensitive buyers in that area. But across the metro, as we talked about, the detached homes under 600,000 remains the most competitive segment. Now, when one lands in prime Arvada micro pockets, especially west of Wadsworth or near Old Town, that absorption is quick. Just supply constraint meaning mid-career buyers who want lifestyle gains. And the buyers moving here now, they're not buying quote unquote Arvada. They're buying specific blocks with long-term insulation. You zoom in close enough, you start seeing the bigger pattern across the whole Denver metro. Some pockets are protected, others are exposed. And that difference, that's where the real strategy begins. The Denver metro isn't the Wild West gold rush anymore. It's grown up now. So from 2010 to 2019, this place was sprinting. You had headlines screaming about double-digit appreciation, out-of-state plates everywhere. You couldn't touch a decent house without fighting 12 other buyers off. Then 2022 to 24 hit and net domestic migration dipped. People panicked. Denver's losing people, everyone said, except it didn't collapse. It just normalized. So by 2025, the metro regained modest net inflow migration again. International migration rebounded. Job growth in tech, healthcare, and aerospace never really fell off a cliff. It just cooled to something more sustainable. So the suburban counties like Adams and Douglas, Jefferson started capturing more of the net gains. Now, that's not decline, it's just expansion outward. So you walk through Union Station in downtown Denver now. It's still buzzing. There's just not shoulder-to-shoulder chaos like 2017. Rhino still has cranes, just fewer speculative towers and more targeted projects. Cherry Creek luxury homes are sitting longer, while detached homes under 700,000 across the metro are still pretty tight. That's maturity, quote unquote, boomtown energy attracts speculation. Mature metros attract commitment, right? So the buyers moving here now are not gambling on headlines. They're choosing lifestyle, math, stability, schools, trail access, corridor access, long-term positioning. This is what happens when a city graduates. And when a metro graduates, certain suburbs don't just survive it, they benefit from it, which brings us to the suburban advantage that nobody really wants to admit. See, here's the part that people dance around. The suburbs are not the backup plan anymore. They're the strategy. For example, when my wife and I moved here 10 years ago, we wanted either urban or mountain. We were totally against the suburbs because it had some kind of stigma that we put on it around suburbia. However, guess what? Today, guess where we live? We live in the suburbs and we're enjoying it quite a bit. There's a reason that so many people are attracted to the suburbs. Since 2023, a larger share of the metro's net population gain has shifted into suburban counties like Jefferson, Adams, Douglas, and Arapahoe, while Denver County County has flattened out, and that's not random, that's just behavioral. Buyers got selective, and selective buyers want stability. So entering suburbs like Arvada sit right in that pocket. You're 20 minutes from Union Station on a clean run down I-70. You've got the G-line access if you want it. You can hit the trails before work, make it back for a 9 a.m. call. That's flexibility and convenience. Housing inventory did expand in 2024 overall, but the segment never got flooded. In Arvada, it's built out. There's no endless farmland waiting to turn into rooftops. When supply can't scale easily, the price floor gets support. But this isn't just the economics, it's a daily rhythm. Morning in West Arvada feels like true Colorado lifestyle. The sun bouncing off the mountains to your west, bikes getting tossed in the trucks to hit the trailheads at sunrise, coffee steam drifting out of that thermos before someone jumps onto Wadsworth. You feel movement without the frenzy. By night, Old Town shifts gears a little bit. You got string lights, patio chatter outside Schoolhouse, for example, a couple grabbing drinks at Stone Cellar. The suburbs used to mean compromise, but now they mean control. The majority of inbound movers skew under 40 and college educated. Many mid-career, many remote flexible. They're looking for stability with access. And when a metro matures, that combination becomes a premium. So if the city core cooled from frenzy to balance and suburbs absorbed a larger slice of growth, what does that mean for long-term leverage? That's where the real strategy conversation begins. I've watched buyers celebrate at the closing table, and they call me after the first spring hailstorm, asking why that escrow just jumped up. Let's talk about insurance and taxes. So taxes first. Colorado reassesses property values every 2 years. After the appreciation leading up to 2022, the valuations reset higher across Jefferson and Denver counties. The mill levy didn't explode, but the assessed values did, and the escrow followed. Then insurance hits, the markets normalize, weak leverage gets exposed, strong positioning holds. So the real question isn't, can I afford this house? It's which pocket of this metro gives me insulation when the carrying costs move? So Colorado consistently ranks among the top states for hail claims. 1% to 2% wind and hail deductibles are common. And on an $800,000 house in West Arvada, that's real number premiums that have climbed sharply in the higher risk zip codes over the last few years, especially closer to wildfire exposure corridors. If you've lived through a May storm here, you know the sound. It's not rain, it's gravel dumping on your roof at 9 p.m. while you're refreshing your insurance app. Condos bring a whole different pressure point. Some older associations near Old Town and Central Denver have seen double-digit HOA increases as master policies reset and reserve requirements tight. Buyers who only run mortgage math, they felt that one. Now, maintenance here is not theoretical either. The freeze-thaw cycle cracks driveways, UV altitude beats up paint, roofers canvas neighborhoods after big storms like clockwork. The 2021 buyer chased appreciation. The 2026 buyer survives on discipline. Now, across the metro, ownership cost volatility is becoming as important as purchase price. It's not just PITI anymore. It's PITI plus HOA plus long-term maintenance expenses. And that's where micro-location strategy becomes everything. If I was moving to Denver, I would not buy based on vibe or completely brand new. Now, I've seen people fall in love with the Rhino Loft, brewery downstairs, exposed bricks, skyline view. They stretch a little bit on their budget because, quote unquote, it feels like Denver. Meanwhile, when it hits the market, the place sits. The depth of demand is real. At the same time, 1.5 million plus luxury listings in places like Cherry Creek, taking a little bit longer to move too. That tells you everything about the buyer psychology right now. But same square footage in Arvada. Let's talk about one tucked near Ralston Trail or on a quiet interior street. You hear birds at dusk, kids riding their bike, it's calm. 5 minutes away near Wadsworth on a feeder road, headlights sweeping your living room at night, traffic hums in the background, same city, different resilience. Growth slowed from the 2010s, right? Migration dipped from 2022 to 24, but stabilized by 25. Now the buyers coming here now, again, we talked about it, they're more strategic. That means if you overpay for cool in a pocket without insulation, there's not chaos and appreciation to bail you out. And that's the mishap. Not timing the market, but buying something that only works when the market's irrational. So in a mature metro, the quality floats. So if I was moving here, I wouldn't chase energy near Union Station just because it looks fun on a Saturday night. I would chase demand depth, trail access, corridor alignment, land constraint, because 5 years from now, the insulated blocks are going to look obvious and the hype buy is not so much. So if you really want to understand where those insulated pockets are hiding, you have to zoom out one last time. Denver Metro in 2026 isn't fragile. It's selective. The easy money phase is over. The sugar rush is gone. The chaos appreciation is gone. But what's left belongs to the well-positioned. Now we walked through the shift. Boomtown to grown-up metro. Who's really moving here now? Why Arvada's micro locations really matter, and why the suburbs are quietly winning. The ownership math that nobody wants to talk about, like taxes and insurance, and the mistake that will cost you 5 years if you get it wrong. I had some folks ready to throw money at a skyline view condo near Union Station because it felt electric downtown. 2 weeks later though, we were standing in Arvada in Northwest near Club Crest, and the streets were quiet, and they said, said, you know what, this feels solid. They didn't need a spreadsheet anymore. It has to feel right. Solid beats electric in a mature market. In a disciplined market, the wrong buy doesn't get rescued, it just sits. Meanwhile, the right block compounds quietly while everyone else debates headlines and interest rates. So if you're thinking about making a move, I'm your local realtor of choice, and this is what I do. I read the blocks, I read the corridors, I read subdivision data, I read carrying costs. Call, text, email me anytime. My info's in the description. Before you make a single decision, go ahead and watch my playlists about moving here to the Denver metro area. I still believe that Denver metro is one of the best lifestyle cities in the country to move to, especially if you choose a place like Arvada. I've yet to meet a client who wants to leave Arvada after buying there. So take my client's word for it. I appreciate you all watching today, and I'll catch you on the next one.